The internet is absolutely exploding right now, and it's not an exaggeration. No one saw this coming. Not the media, not the fans, not Hollywood insiders. Not even the very people at the center of the storm. The sudden mind-blowing twist in the never-ending saga involving Justin Baldoni has completely derailed every narrative, every assumption, and every PR game that had been carefully constructed up until this very moment. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, every single corner of the internet is on fire. People are scrambling for answers. They're dissecting every detail. They're poring over old interviews, digging through archived articles, comparing timelines, and throwing wild theories into the ether as if their very lives depend on it. But here's the thing, the twist itself isn't just shocking, it's seismic. It's the kind of plot twist that feels like it was written by a scandal-obsessed screenwriter, with zero regard for reality except it's real. And that's exactly why everyone is losing their minds. What started as a fairly standard, albeit messy Hollywood legal dispute, has now morphed into a full-blown cultural reckoning, and at the center of it all, Justin Baldoni, the man who was initially painted as either a hero or a villain depending on which side of the story you believed, has just flipped the entire narrative on its head. And trust me, the fallout from this is going to be catastrophic for some people. To understand why this twist has sent the internet into a complete frenzy, we have to backtrack. Because this isn't just some sudden revelation that came out of nowhere. This has been brewing for months, maybe even years under the surface. The tension was there. The warning signs were there. And yet no one could have predicted that it would erupt in the way that it has. It all started with that infamous lawsuit, Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively. A case that on the surface seemed to be about defamation, reputational damage, and alleged smear campaigns. But anyone paying attention knew there was more to it than that. The whispers were getting louder, the anonymous tips started flooding into gossip blogs, leaked emails, cryptic posts from industry insiders. Suddenly it wasn't just about Baldoni and Lively. It was about the entire machinery of Hollywood itself. And while Blake Lively's camp scrambled to control the narrative, pushing out carefully curated press releases and deploying an army of PR consultants, Baldoni played it differently. He stayed quiet, at least publicly, but behind the scenes he was preparing for war, and now that war has reached its boiling point. So what is the twist that has everyone losing their collective minds? Well, here it is: a series of confidential legal documents were leaked, documents that were never supposed to see the light of day, documents that were allegedly sealed by the court. And within those documents lies a bombshell revelation. Blake Lively's own legal team admitted on the record that a significant portion of their claims were based on incomplete information, speculative assumptions, and unverifiable third-party accounts. Read that again. Because the internet certainly has. And not just once, thousands of times, as screenshots of this admission spread like wildfire across every social media platform imaginable. But that's not all. Along with that revelation came something even more damning: text messages. Yes, actual screenshots of texts between Blake Lively and an unnamed Hollywood executive. In those messages, Blake appears to admit that the accusations against Baldoni were exaggerated for effect, and that nobody was supposed to actually take it that seriously. The sheer audacity, the calculated nature of it all, the absolute betrayal that fans of both celebrities are feeling right now cannot be overstated. The second those documents hit the internet, all hell broke loose. Twitter exploded. Within minutes, hashtags like #Baldoni Bombshell, #Blake Exposed, and #Justice for Baldoni were trending worldwide. TikTok creators rushed to their ring lights, recording frantic videos breaking down the timeline. Some were screaming into the camera, some were crying. Others just sat there stunned into silence as they scrolled through the texts being posted on screen. Reddit threads multiplied faster than moderators could handle. The main thread on the pop culture subreddit hit over 300,000 comments in a matter of hours. People were dissecting every sentence, every comma, every timestamp on those leaked texts. On YouTube, commentary channels that usually get a few thousand views suddenly found themselves with videos climbing past the million-view mark. Creators who had previously defended Blake Lively were forced to walk back months of statements. Others who had supported Baldoni were vindicated, and they made sure everyone knew it. Even Instagram gossip pages, notorious for being careful about what they post to avoid lawsuits, couldn't help themselves. Meme pages went into overdrive. One viral meme showed the infamous Spider-Man pointing scene, except it was multiple versions of Hollywood pointing at each other, each one labeled liar, manipulator, gaslighter, and fake friend. Hollywood's response: utter chaos. Agents were reportedly on the phone for hours, damage controlling like their lives depended on it. Managers scrambled to distance their clients from the scandal. Some celebrities unfollowed Blake Lively on Instagram, in what fans are calling the most passive-aggressive Hollywood move of the decade. Insiders claim that multiple brands have quietly pulled sponsorships, pending an internal review of whether continuing to associate with certain individuals could cause a PR disaster. One streaming platform allegedly canceled a meeting with Blake's production company within hours of the leak. Another insider says at least 2 major deals are now on pause indefinitely. But it wasn't just the business side of Hollywood reacting. Publicly, some stars spoke out subtly, of course. Cryptic Instagram stories with phrases like "the truth always comes out" or "karma is real" started circulating. While none of them tagged anyone directly, the internet knew exactly who they were aimed at. Others, however, remained silent, and that silence was deafening. Blake's closest friends in the industry nowhere to be found, no statements, no shows of support, nothing. And then there's Justin Baldoni. Instead of a lengthy statement or a press conference, Baldoni's response was a single post, a black square with white text that simply said "the truth defends itself, Mick, drop." The post racked up millions of likes within hours. The comment section turned into a battleground of supporters, trolls, and confused fans trying to figure out how it all got to this point. Verified blue-check celebrities flooded the comments with fire emojis, heart emojis, and phrases like "say it louder for the people in the back." His legal team released a brief follow-up statement confirming the authenticity of the leaked documents and hinting that there was much more to come. That final line, it sent the internet into another spiral. On the flip side, Blake's camp went into full-blown meltdown mode. First came the denial. These documents were taken out of context. Then came the pivot. This is a violation of privacy and legal confidentiality. Then the threat. We are exploring all legal avenues against those who disseminate stolen materials. But none of it landed the way they hoped. Because as one viral tweet so perfectly put it, you can't gaslight the entire internet when we have the screenshots. What followed was an awkward series of PR blunders. One spokesperson accidentally contradicted another during a live CNN interview. An official statement posted to Blake's website was taken down within 30 minutes, too late, of course, because the internet had already archived it. And then came the most telling move of all. Blake deactivated the comments on all her social media platforms. This isn't just a scandal, it's an earthquake. And the aftershocks are already reshaping the power dynamics of Hollywood. Several insiders have stated that this incident could mark the beginning of the end for a certain class of PR manufactured celebrity personas. The kind where carefully crafted narratives are designed behind closed doors and then spoon-fed to the public through glossy interviews, puff pieces, and staged photo ops. Because now the public knows too much, they've seen behind the curtain. And they're not going to unsee it. A major entertainment lawyer told Variety off the record, "This isn't just a PR disaster, this is career-ending territory for some people." If the actual court proceedings were messy, the court of public opinion is downright savage. Polls posted on Twitter showed an overwhelming shift. Just a week prior, most respondents believed the situation between Baldoni and Lively was murky, both sides possibly at fault. Now over 89% sided with Baldoni. Another poll asking, "Do you believe Blake's accusations were fabricated?" garnered hundreds of thousands of votes, with 74% answering yes. TikTok's comment sections became echo chambers of disbelief, anger, and pure chaos. One viral video, with over 25 million views, simply featured the text messages on screen, set to the sound of the infamous Law and Order gavel slam. The most liked comment, "Forget Netflix. The court transcripts are better than any drama on TV." And here's the kicker. Sources say that this is just the tip of the iceberg. More leaks are expected. More insiders are reportedly ready to come forward. Some claim that other Hollywood figures, people who thought they were untouchable, are now lawyering up, bracing for impact. Because if there's one thing this twist has proven, it's that the internet is no longer just a spectator, it's the judge, it's the jury. And when the truth finally breaks free, no amount of PR spin can put it back in the box. Behind every scandal is a maze of whispers, backroom deals, desperate telephone calls, and most importantly, betrayals. And as more pieces of this puzzle start falling into place, the bigger picture is almost too wild to believe. Multiple insiders are now coming forward, anonymously offering chilling insights into the strategy behind the now infamous smear campaign against Baldoni, and the consensus is damning. It was never about justice. It was about control, about silencing, about sending a message. One insider, a former PR strategist who once worked with Lively's team, told an independent journalist there was a very deliberate effort to shape the narrative. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't accidental. It was meetings in boardrooms with whiteboards, flowcharts, and contingency plans. They weren't asking, "Is this true?" They were asking, "How does this play?" This isn't just gossip, this is Confirmation of something the internet has long suspected, that behind the glamorous Instagram posts, the magazine covers, and the carefully curated interviews is a ruthless machine. And when that machine targets someone, whether rightly or wrongly, the consequences are devastating. But what this machine didn't account for was Justin Baldoni refusing to play by Hollywood's rules. Let's break down exactly how this all started falling apart 48 hours before the leak. Rumors start circulating that a major outlet has obtained sealed court documents. Blake's legal team reportedly holds an emergency late-night meeting with crisis PR specialists. 24 hours before the leak, a major streamer abruptly cancels a project rumored to involve Blake Lively. Fans notice that her name disappears from the project's official page without explanation. 12 hours before the leak, gossip blogs begin dropping cryptic hints. One notorious blind item account posts a beloved actress is about to face her biggest PR nightmare yet. 6 hours before the leak, multiple celebrities, some of whom are longtime friends of Baldoni, suddenly start liking old posts of his. Fans take notice and speculate something is coming. The leak drops. A Reddit user posts the sealed court documents, along with alleged text messages between Blake Lively and a major Hollywood executive. Twitter erupts, TikTok breaks, YouTube commentary videos start appearing within 30 minutes. 1 hour after the leak, hashtag Justice for Baldoni hits #1 on Twitter globally. Blake deactivates her Twitter comments. 6 hours after the leak, an insider confirms to Variety that at least 2 production deals involving Lively are now indefinitely suspended. 12 hours after the leak, Baldoni posts his now iconic black square message. The truth defends itself. 24 hours later, media outlets across the world begin coverage. CNN, BBC, The New York Times, and The Guardian lead with headlines like Hollywood scandal erupts over leaked documents. This twist didn't stay confined to entertainment blogs. It took over the entire global news cycle. Just look at some of these real-time headlines. Variety: Blake Lively's legal crisis deepens, sealed documents leak online. The New York Times: internet meltdown over explosive Hollywood court leak. BBC: Justin Baldoni vindicated, leaked texts send shockwaves through Hollywood. CNN: Hollywood's PR machine is broken, and the internet is watching. TMZ: Blake Lively's secret texts exposed, industry panic ensues. BuzzFeed: we have the screenshots. Twitter reacts to the Baldoni Lively bombshell. The Guardian: a reckoning in real time, how social media took down a Hollywood narrative. Even mainstream political news programs, usually hesitant to touch celebrity drama, were running segments on how the scandal was a symptom of larger cultural issues, fake narratives, media manipulation, and the fragility of public trust. In the days before the leak, the public was split. It was messy, complicated. People argued back and forth about who was lying, who was exaggerating, and whether the truth would ever actually come out. But the moment the documents and texts were made public, the shift was immediate and overwhelming. Fans who were once on the fence are now openly furious. One viral TikTok summed it up perfectly: I defended her for months. I told everyone to wait for the facts. Well, here they are, and I am done. The comment section had over 500,000 likes with responses like, "This isn't just embarrassing. This is career-ending. She built her whole brand on being America's sweetheart. Turns out it was all smoke and mirrors." Imagine how many others they've done this to who didn't fight back. Across Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, the commentary was the same. This wasn't just about one celebrity feud. This was about trust. About realizing that the stories the public is fed are often carefully manufactured lies. As the scandal deepens, something even more unprecedented begins to happen. Insiders start turning. Multiple former assistants, PR staffers, and even lower-level producers are coming forward providing anonymous statements and leaks to media outlets. They claim this isn't the first time this kind of strategy was used. One particularly damning statement reads, "This was never just about Baldoni. There are files on people, narratives that were waiting to be deployed if anyone ever stepped out of line. This was the playbook, and everyone knew it." Another insider claimed if Baldoni hadn't fought back, this would have gone the way it always does. A headline here, a podcast interview there, a tearful late-night TV appearance. Public opinion manipulated, career destroyed, case closed. These revelations have sent shockwaves not just through fans but through the entire industry. People are now asking whose next. Brands, networks, and studios are panicking. No one wants to be caught standing next to a burning dumpster fire of a PR disaster. Within 48 hours, the following happened: a luxury fashion brand quietly removed Blake Lively from its upcoming campaign without explanation. A streaming giant issued a vague statement about reevaluating partnerships amid ongoing legal issues. A major cosmetics brand deleted every post featuring her from their Instagram page. A talk show appearance scheduled for the following week was abruptly cancelled with the excuse that the schedule changed. This is Hollywood's version of "You can't sit with us," and the message is loud and clear. This time the usual Hollywood silence didn't hold. A few brave voices, some who've been burned by the machine before, started speaking out. Selena Gomez posted on her Instagram story, "It's funny how the truth always takes its time, but never fails to show up." Lily Reinhart tweeted, "The way people weaponized the media, no words." Keke Palmer went live on TikTok saying, "I've seen this happen too many times, same playbook, different faces." Ariana Debus commented on a viral post, "This industry's house of cards is shaking." The internet erupted again, not only because of what was being said, but because of who was saying it. People with their own experiences of being chewed up and spit out by Hollywood's narrative machine. Legal experts are now weighing in, and the consequences could be historic. According to a former federal prosecutor interviewed by NBC, if the leaked documents are authentic, and there's every indication they are, then not only does Blake's case fall apart, but she could be facing countersuits for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and possibly even tortious interference. A Harvard law professor added, "This could set a precedent. If Baldoni pursues damages and wins, it will send a message to Hollywood weaponizing false narratives isn't just unethical, it's legally punishable." Legal YouTubers, including major creators with millions of subscribers, are already doing hour-long breakdowns of potential lawsuits, legal ramifications, and what this means for future celebrity disputes. Perhaps the biggest consequence of all isn't legal, it's cultural. This scandal has exposed something the internet has long suspected but never had this much proof of. The untouchable celebrity doesn't exist anymore, not when screenshots can go viral in seconds, not when fans, internet sleuths, and citizen journalists can fact-check faster than mainstream media, not when even the most carefully guarded PR strategy can collapse under the weight of truth. This isn't just the fall of one Hollywood figure, it's a warning shot to the entire industry. Your secrets aren't safe anymore. The story isn't over yet. If there's one thing the internet agrees on right now, it's this: this isn't over. Baldoni has hinted there's more. Insiders are saying the leaks so far are just the beginning. More documents, more texts, more receipts, and the internet, oh, it's watching, waiting, refreshing those feeds. Because if the past few days have shown us anything, it's that this story is far from finished. And one thing's for sure, Hollywood will never be the same again.